Terraria is a really good game. I'm not ending the video there. So, Terraria, we all know it has a lot of mods. There's Calamity Part 2, so that's at least two of them, and with these mods you gotta have people to create these mods so that we can get those mods. And one of my favorite developers for Terraria mods is MooMoo, and MooMoo recently released their brand new Ultimate Skyblock mod. So I thought it'd be a great idea to just stop my fake legendary run, to stop my Infernum run, and just play casual Skyblock Terraria. However, I thought it'd be a great idea to take MooMoo's content mods, not all of them, but just the ones that add a lot of content, and try to beat the game with those content mods. So that's what I'm doing today. So just buckle your seatbelts and get strapped in for this wacky, crazy, cool adventure. I do want to just say that the volume was really, really loud inside of the game, so there's not going to be any game audio until later in the video when I realized that the song was really, really loud. So just bear with me for a minute. I spawned on this island and immediately started admiring the beauty of this mod. Like, look at this tree. Look at this other tree. And this what's that? Before starting, I looked at the official MooMoo Skyblock guidebook. I started to work on expanding the island by chopping down the natural trees on the island and made a little platform so I can grow more trees. But I didn't realize there needed to be grass on the dirt, so I had to wait for that to spread from the main island. And so I started to expand downwards, and I learned that that little thing I mentioned earlier is a biome core added by the Ultimate Skyblock mod. Now, there are many cores scattered around different islands, with one main island having the core, while a few surrounding islands have a similar theme, but don't possess the actual core. Now, I have to be extremely careful to not lose any of these cores, because if I lose it, then I can't get it back. It's gone forever. After around 10 minutes of playing, I finally set up my magic storage. And then I died, and then I died, and I decided to explore towards the right. Then I almost died. Then I died, and ultimately decided to wait for it to become day. And you'll never guess what happens when it becomes day. The nighttime enemies burn like Minecraft. I thoroughly read over the official MooMoo Skyblock guidebook and learned, I don't know, something? Probably about trees? I don't know. All my notes say is I became Mr. Beast and planted more trees. What does that even mean? Now, with the stone from the cobblestone generator that is on the top of the island that I never talked about, I made the Stone Age. Stone Age has pretty good damage for where I'm at in the game. The special thing with these new yo-yos is that they have different abilities. The Stone Age here has an on-hit effect that has a chance to confuse enemies. So now with my new gear in the palm of my hand, I decided to explore towards the Tundra Islands. I died. Then during my exploration, I found two pretty cute islands, and their loot was okay, but the true treasure lied when I made it to the very first Tundra Island. However, I didn't get one, but instead I got two blizzards in a bottle on two separate islands. And then after a bit of exploration, I finally made it to the main Tundra Island. And it had this, look at this really cool looking house, man. It's so cool. I just admire it for a moment, please. Thanks. Anyways, I went inside and I explored a little bit. I got the crates that were in there. I got a snowball cannon in the chest, and I saw a life crystal. Finally, I thought, finally I can get some more health, so I can explore easier. And with pickaxe in hand, I mined away with hopes that I can obtain this life crystal and increase my health by 20. But then, yeah, I didn't get it when I broke it. This is a big problem that happened throughout the video, and I'm not too sure why it happens, so please be patient as I learn throughout the video that something is wrong. So I went home, I sorted out my inventory, opened the crates I got, and found a legendary ice blade. I wanted to keep using my really cool yo-yo, but I couldn't let this luck go to waste. I don't know when, but sometime in the past I reinforced my base to stop zombies from getting in, but I did it, and it's really safe, so I'll take it. And now, with my blizzard in the bottle, I decided to explore towards the left to find the desert and jungle islands. Not too long after I started my journey, I found a small itty bitty forest island and found Hermes boots, the best accessory anyone can find while gearing up before you fight any bosses, and that's not including Sandstorm in a bottle, or Blizzard in a bottle, or Cloud in a bottle, or Fletchling ring. Now, I wasn't sure how long it would take for me to get to these islands, but now I know it wouldn't take nearly as long as before. I eventually had to go home because I was running low on platforms, so I chopped down some trees, replanted said trees, created platforms, and continued my journey towards the desert islands. And I made it. Finally, I made it to the first island, and I broke a life crystal, and again, I didn't get it. But I did get a really cool desert minecart, so that makes up for it. Now, at this point, I've looked at the official MooMoo Skyblock guidebook and the official MooMoo's Mods Discord server to see if anyone encountered the same problem, but I found nothing. And instead of trying to start a conversation about it, I decided to just leave it. I don't know why I did this. I am still not talking in that Discord server, but I've just decided to leave it and deal with it at a later time. Now, after a while, I wanted to find this mining subworld. Mining subworld? What's a subworld, you may be asking? Well, I'm glad you asked. A subworld is a dimension that mod creators create to include custom worlds that are only accessible from the main world. The Ultimate Skyblock mod adds a few of these, which include a dungeon for your dungeon needs and a mining subworld that allows you to get ores the natural way. Now, to continue what I was saying, I wanted to find this mining subworld, and although I've experienced subworlds in the past, I decided that the way to find this mining subworld was to fall. And so I fell. And I fell. And I fell. And after a lot of falling, I died. So instead of looking it up, I decided to continue my exploration to the jungle islands. And as I was chopping down some trees for platforms, I found the new lumberjack NPC. Now, this new NPC is really useful due to him having the ability to sell platforms for 4 copper apiece. So with the copious amount of cash I have, I bought a ton of platforms. I'm talking around 800 or so. And I made a small temporary house for him, and I continued my way to the left side of the world. I ran, I almost fell into the void, tried again, and made my way to the next desert island. Here, I broke another life crystal and didn't get it, and got a sandstorm in a bottle. And it was around here where I decided that I should just save the life crystals until I found out how to actually obtain them. And now, after such a long journey, I finally made it to the main jungle island. And this mod fails to disappoint me. Like, it all looks beautiful. In this jungle island, I found a sick boomstick and a bunch of other trash. I saw and saved the life crystals on that island and teleported home. I bought more platforms and made my way back to the jungle islands so I can make my way to the blue mushroom islands. Earlier, when I was reading the official MooMoo Skyblock guidebook, blue mushroom biomes, although they're really hard to get to, they have a ton of loot that is accessible in early pre-hard mode, and that is very useful for where I'm at in the game. So I decided to just make my way to there. However, during my journey, I found this small little island, and I was confused on what it was for a second. When I built up to it, I opened the chest, and I found the mysterious lantern. The mysterious lantern is an item required to get to the mining subworld. And guess what I want to do? Get to the mining subworld. So I went home, and with a nearly empty inventory and the hope that of an 8-year-old that wants to be in a Mr. Beast video, I made my way to the mining. When I got there, I decided that my best course of action was to go down. So down I went. I found a really cool ball of granite. And here's where I learned that this is how I'll be able to get gems. And so I continued to go down until I got to an area where I'm technically not supposed to be in yet. You see, the mining subworld consists of 2 separate areas. The first area is the basic underground and cavern area where you find pre-hard mode ores, chests, gems, and stuff like that. But the second area, according to the official, contains a lot of loot, but shouldn't be accessed until hard mode. Now, if you've been paying attention throughout the video, then you'll know that I haven't even defeated a single boss. I struggle with zombies. So how am I supposed to live down here? Down here in the second level of the mining subworld, there are really hard enemies, but also full of hard mode ores such as adamantite, titanium, mithril, or calcum, different ores like that. And again, stuff that shouldn't be accessed until hard mode. Now, with these enemies, I didn't realize how tough they were until... What's that? What's that? He's gonna attack me. So after that, I made my way back down, got jump scared by a ghost, killed it, and got one of the new modded yo-yos called the Smudge. And just like the Stone Age, it has a special effect that does extra damage to spectral enemies. Now, this would be very useful due to the copious amount of spooky, ghostly, ghoul-like enemies in the game. After a good while of mining, I decided to go home and just empty my inventory. I opened a few crates that I got from exploring, crafted different ores that I got into bars, made a tungsten pickaxe, and made my way back down to the mining subworld. Now, when I went back to the mining subworld, I found this really cool structure. And in this structure, I found different iron and lead bars, a ton of crates, and a bunch of new biome chests that can only be opened with the new biome key dropped by the new enemies in the new mining subworld. And so, after raiding this really cool dungeon-esque structure, I went home, opened the crates that I stole from some poor old man in the Deep Slate area, and got a ton of ores and splunker potions. This was really good because I desperately needed defense, and what better armor is there? 3 bosses other than platinum. So with my new motive, I went back to the mining subworld and began my journey to make a fresh new set of platinum armor. Ooh, that's a lot of time. So I continued mining and mining and mining, got a lot of platinum, and at this point I believed I had enough, so I went home, made platinum bars, and when I went to make the platinum armor, I realized I was just a few bars short of making a full set of platinum armor. So I went back and I had to mine more platinum, and more platinum. And eventually I had gotten enough platinum, so I went home and got a full, brand new, pristine, and state-of-the-art set of platinum armor and a beautiful and shiny diamond hook with my 40 diamonds that I accumulated down there. And this is where I'll end it off for today. If you want to see more content like this, my Kick channel will be in the description of the video. I try to stream on weekends from 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until whenever I decide to stop. And I also have a Discord server that really only consists of me and a few friends. So if you want to join, then please do. It's really empty, so please join. So make sure to stay safe, be sure to pray, and if you go out in public, bring pepper spray.